Okay, this time I'm going to take on a little bit bigger project. I'm going to do a entry piece that hides the electrical panel behind the door, and I'm on my other bench this time for the first part, and then I'll go start manufacturing the parts. I wanted to show you the beginning of most of these larger projects require a complete layout, so I don't want to guess too much and come out with something ugly. I want to see it, proportion it, and then do what I call a stick layout, which basically is I can do all dimensions of the piece, height, width, depth, sections, everything on this one stick using a pencil and a tape measure, and that'll give me a general idea of the overall true height of the project. I want to start by saying that this time my trip to the steel yard cost me about twice as much, so I'm not sure how that happened or who was talking shit and got my steel prices up way higher, but the raw products for this project were much more expensive than the last few purchases I've made at the steel yard. Thank whoever for that. Fuck you. So on the layout, hopefully you can see it, basically gives you a story, basically like a story pole, we call them layout sticks, of what every rail, where the door overlaps, door overlapping the rail, the base, the casters, centers of doors, so that you can get exact measurements starting at your overall height and working your way down through everything. It gives you all your part sizes, and then you just dictate them off the stick onto a cut sheet. Really simple. Alright, so these are the metal casters I'm going to use. These are the hinges, weld-on hinges, pivot hinges. I don't know if I'm going to need the grease there. I'll probably take that out. I don't think they're going to get that much industrial use. But everything's laid out on the stick, top to bottom, side to side, and front to back, coming the other way on the stick, and a list of all parts needed for the unit. Well, let's begin. Got all the plasma cutting done, and now I'm going to clean up all the slag and rough edges, sharp edges, and try and bring these to a finish that I think that I'm going to like. It's going to be rough, metallic grind, and then I'll probably use my dressers, the metal dresser or paint remover or whatever from Eastwood. Pretty good, pretty darn good tool. It'll give them a nice finish. It's kind of the look I'm looking for, sort of an industrial, rough steel, exposed weld look. This is the vertical corner. There's 4 of these, so I'm going to finish cleaning up the rest of them. And they're still in the rough stage. And then we'll start putting the cross members in. coat closet is starting to take shape. The sides are tacked together, and now I'm going to square up the unit, level it, and put the cross rails in, tack those in, and then start welding the pieces. So it looks like we're got the skeleton done. So now we're going to stand this thing on the ground and start fitting sheet metal and designing the doors for it. So we've got the frame together. Today we're going to start cutting the sheet metal. The big door panels have a bit of a curve in them, so I'm going to try and work some of that out. I know I could probably bend it all straight after it's all done, but I kind of want to start with a nice straight product, so I'm going to run my panel through my roller and try and take some of the radius or curve out of the panel. You can see here the nice grainings that I did, or texturing of the surface with the dressing wheel. Taking the scale off of the flat bar looks really nice, but where I ground it, it tends to polish out and lose all of its texture and stands out like a sore thumb. So what I'm doing is I'm using this scaler or scarifier or whatever you want to call it, pneumatic scaler, to reinstall those pits that are in the flat bar. So this area here, there was another area just like this. I'll show you how I did it. And I basically put the pits back in with that device and then redressed it again, and it's almost invisible. It's a great retexturing to bring the steel back the way it was, so it's more consistent. Alright, so we're getting really close on the Armoire. Coat closet that we're putting in the entrance of the house, all steel. I got a couple little more things to do, and then I'll prep for paint. Okay, so we're getting close. I'm going to spray, hopefully today, finish wiping down the cabinet with grease and silicone remover, and then I'm going to spray it with 2K urethane from 415 and clear. And let's speed it up a little bit so you don't have to get too bored.